All right, guys, welcome to my Ocean and Boats Guide, updated circa 2024. This should give you everything you need to know about sailing the ocean, how to build your boat, and get involved with any of that content in Black Desert Online. All right, first thing you need to decide when you're gonna do like build a ship is which ship you want. Okay, you have to decide early on which end game ship that you're going to go for so that you know how to build your ship. Okay, and the way it works in BDO is you start off with dog water boat. Okay, it's just crap. Okay, and then that dog water boat is upgraded and upgraded until you don't have a piece of garbage. Okay, and you get like a big ass Pirates of the Caribbean. You see that guy just sailed in, his dick's basically hanging out of his pants kind of boat. You know what I mean? That's what you want. But in order to get to the not garbage boat, you have to actually start, like, you have to literally like build toward it, right? So you need to be on the correct build path. So if you mess it up early, it can have pretty bad repercussions. Okay. Fortunately for you, there's only really one boat that everyone typically starts with, and that is the Bartali boat. So I'm in Velia right now. I'm right out on the dock right here. I'm talking to Proy, this guy right here. Okay, shop. Okay, he's got a Bartali boat ship license. You can just buy this thing, okay? And you can go redeem it at the wharf. Easy peasy. Okay, that's how you get your first boat. And you can just start sailing that quickly. It's that fast. Okay. Let's see, register ship. We're gonna name it Hobo Boating. Okay. Even though I already have another Hobo boat. Yeah, I have Garbanzo boat, Hobo boat, and Hobo boat 2. Okay. These are both oh, I have to put away my good boat. Okay. So first you have to register it like I just did there. It's kind of like a mount. So you just have to click this register ship icon. It'll be lit up for you when you walk over with a little thing in your inventory. You can take out your boat and it looks like crap when you take it out. I'm just being okay. It's important that you understand that that's not your boat. Okay. Although if you're talking to a woman at a bar and she asks, wow, is that your boat there? You say yes, because technically you're not lying, but your boat is in there. You're not lying. It's just she doesn't know which one is actually yours. And then you bring her home and you whip this puppy out. You know what I mean? Sheesh. Okay. Now, very importantly, there's these 2 buttons on this right side that they've added since I last made my boat guide. There's board and disembark. Okay, you click disembark. Oh, look at that. We hit the wharf manager now. Now we click bang, and we're on the boat, and we're at the wharf manager, and we're on the boat again, and off the boat. Okay, this is how you get to and from your boat really quickly. You can also left click your up in the top left up here. You can left. Oh my god, my arrows just went crazy, bro. You can left click your boat icon, and it will teleport you on top of your boat as long as you're close enough. This is very useful when, let's say, you get stranded in the water while you're sailing, or you lag out for a second, you end up off your boat. Okay, that's something out of Castaway right there. That's like Tom Hanks. We got sailing around right there. But like, you basically can just left click your boat icon, all right, and it'll put you right back up on your boat. Okay, now another thing that's very important that I get questions about all the time is how do you unstuck your boat? When you're sailing around in BDO, there's a lot of obstacles and everything that you can sail into. Okay, and your boat can get stuck sometimes. It's very frustrating. All you have to do is swim away from your boat a little bit and then right click the boat icon in the top right, and your boat will teleport towards you. Okay, you just have to sail. You just have to swim a little bit away from your boat. Okay, that's how you get to your boat. Oh wait, look at that. I can still just there we go. Easy peasy. Okay. Now I'm going to put this away because it's complete garbage and none of the bitches like that boat. Bitches love this boat. You know why? It's because it's got a massive deck. Bitches love guys with massive decks. Okay. All right. This is one of the biggest decks in the game. All right. You cannot go wrong with this deck. All right. This is also the ship that I recommend that everyone build at the start. If you're wondering what my credentials are for boating, hold on. I have to go get my, all right, my credentials for boat driving are the fact that again, I have this is a big deck. This is my advance. My advance is fully blue geared with a Zalusha C like movement speed crystal. So like you can tell, I've done a lot of boat stuff. I also have the skins, so you know I'm legit. But I also have, all right, so I also have this boat. This is a Valor. This is one of the other Carracks. But blue, it looks exactly the same. I promise that they're different. Okay, this one's got a dragon on the front. Mainly because I spent $60 on the skin. Okay, this is one of the combat boats. All right. I'm actually in the process of getting blue gear for this boat. I have enough to finally get the cannon, which I just have to do. I've been dragging my feet on it as of recent here. But yeah, I do have 2 Carracks. I've built both build paths. It's a lot easier now since I've done it, since I did it in the past. But we're going to kind of walk through the steps to kind of get you to a better boat. You do not want to build your boat based on which figurehead is on the front of the boat, I assure you. The boat with the best figurehead is actually the worst boat in the game. You probably want to build this one. This one's got the ship with black sails. You get the RP is like, you know, the Black Pearl, except you have some gold shit on there. There's a horse on the front of this one. Horse on the front of this one. If ever you see someone sailing around with some antlers and you think to yourself, wow, that's really cool. I promise you, it's kind of like when you were growing up and you thought like smoking was super cool. And then everybody that you knew when you got older that was a smoker died of cancer. Those same people that drive around with the antlers on the front of their boat, they have a different type of cancer. But yeah, it's pretty brutal. Okay, you don't want that. You don't want that boat. You do not want to be those people. Okay, so let's go through the different boats in the game and the different paths that you can take. So you're always going to be starting off with the Bartali boat, and then you're immediately going to make one of 2 branches. Okay, in this case, you can go the sailboat route, okay, or you can go the frigate route, okay. This is the combat way. Okay, if you're going to build a boat that's for like naval combat, killing sea monsters, killing other players, if you're going to try to be a pirate, whatever, like this is the route that you go. If you're building a boat because you want to make money or it's your first boat, I highly recommend going this route. Okay, and I will explain why in a moment. Okay, because the sailboat, you can make it an improved sailboat. I'm going to make it smaller. Okay. And this will allow you to self-fire your cannons. There's also an improved frigate. Okay, these allow you to self-fire your cannons, which makes it like marginally easier to upgrade to like the next mid-tier boat. But like, I don't really necessarily recommend doing this. Some guides recommend it. I don't really think it's necessary, as long as you go to like the sailing Discord or you have some friends that are willing to kill just a few sea monsters for you. You really don't need the ability to fire cannons until you get to the next tier. In this case, it's the Caraval. Okay, or the Galleass. I'm pretty sure this is how you spell Galleass, but regardless, the frigate turns into the Galleass eventually, and then the arrow's not straight. Okay, well, these aren't going to be straight either. Okay. And then from here, this is where you have to choose which of the 4 really big, badass boats that you want, because these are like the Carracks, right? These are the end game boats in BDO. We are going to talk about the Panokseon, but we're going to talk about that at the end of the guide. So if you're looking for like the Panokseon and how to build that, it's actually really simple, but I'll lay it out kind of at the end of this guide. These are how to build the Carracks, which is what most people are going to want to do. Okay. For the Galleass, for the 2 really fun like combat boats, you have the Valor and the Volante. Okay. And on the other side of things, you have the Advance and you have the Mistake. Okay. So these are the 4 different Carracks that you can choose from. The Volante is the fastest of the 4 boats, but isn't as great on the guns, doesn't have as good a guns as the Valor does. So in PvE, Volante is worse than the Valor, but it's still the second best PvE boat in the game. Okay. In PvP, really what matters is speed. I feel the need for speed. So if you're going to PvP, you're going to be a pirate, etc., the Volante is a phenomenal choice. That's the one I would typically recommend if you're going to be a PvPer. Okay. The Valor fires its cannons faster than any other boat. So your cannons literally reload faster than any other boat on the water. So like the Valor is the best PvE boat in the game. Still pretty quick, but not as quick as the Volante is. Quicker than both the Advance and the Balance for sure. But again, it's really about that cannon reload speed on the Valor, and your PvE is just really, really good. Okay. If you want to be a really good barterer, or you want to make a lot of money sailing, or you want to live on the ocean, period, like this is what you want to do, you just want to sail around all day, you need to build an Advance. The Advance is it has the most weight in the game, and so it makes bartering the easiest by far. It's definitely the best bartering boat in the game. There are two things that matter for bartering: weight and speed. So believe it or not, the best boat in the game for bartering is the Advance. The second best boat in the game for bartering is, believe it or not, the Volante. People can contest that until they're blue in the face, but it really is the Volante. Is definitely the second best in the game. This is a mistake. Okay. This is stupid. Okay. The Balance is kind of like a mixture. So like you're not the best at anything, but you're kind of just the worst at everything kind of boat. Like, because of how the weight distribution pans out on the Balance, because of how the like the speed works out on the Balance is not as fast as the Valor or the Volante. It's slightly faster than the Advance, but not enough to be like really super useful. It doesn't have enough inventory slots like the Advances. The Advance has enough inventory slots on the boat, like storage slots on the boat, to do massive amounts of barters. The Balance just doesn't. It's just really bad. So like, even if you did have slightly more weight than a Valor or Volante, which you do, you can't really exploit it because you just don't have a whole lot of storage spots. Nowadays, that matters a little bit less. But even still, because the Balance doesn't have a tremendous amount of weight, its storage isn't that great, and it's not a fast boat, you understand that it's really not the best at anything. It's pretty mediocre at everything that it does. And I know what you're wondering. Well, can I use the Advance to do, like, sea monster hunting? Can I use the Advance for stuff like that? You absolutely can. I got almost all my blue gear on my Advance. Okay, I went to Crocs. I was able to do it. No problem. It would have been way faster if I had a Valor, but like, it's only going to be marginally faster with a Balance. Like the difference in time that it's going to take you to get your blue gear is going to be dramatically different, mainly because the Balance, sure, you save maybe a few hours at Crocs tops, and we'll get into what Crocs are later, but you lose hundreds of hours in barter time. Okay, because most of your time on the ocean, 95% of your time on the ocean, regardless of what boat you want to build, 95% of your time on the ocean is going to be spent bartering. And that's just how it is. That's just the truth. Okay, which is why the Advance is the best boat in the game, especially to start off with. That's the one that we recommend that everybody build initially. Even if you're super into, like, I want to be a pirate, or I want to be a PvE lord, whatever, you should definitely still build the Advance first, and then it'll be really easy to build your second Carrack, and you just build a Valor, or a Volante in that case. Okay. The Balance is so bad that if I built 4 Carracks, I would literally build 2 Advances, or actually 2 Volantes, an Advance, and a Valor. That's how bad it is. Okay, it is at no point a good boat. It's bad when you get it. It's bad with blue gear. It's even worse if you bought the $60 skin for it. Then you're just an idiot. Okay, but like, I strictly recommend the Advance as your starting boat, which means you're going to do this route here. The Frigate is only slightly different in how it's going to require more materials. It's going to be longer time. This is easier to build, and it's just an objectively better boat at the end game when you're first starting out. Okay, so now, to be clear, I'm speaking from experience because I built a Valor first. That's the worst bartering boat in the game is the Valor by far. It's miserable. It's miserable. Okay. And I realized I made a mistake. I went back and built the Advance. And once I built the Advance, I was like, oh my God, this is so much better. I'll gear the Advance out, and then I'll go gear the Valor out. That's exactly what I'm doing. Okay. The Balance definitely does look cool. That's the only thing it really has going for it. At all. Okay, so now let's talk about how to get from Bartali to the Sailboat. Okay, so you can click on this. Basically, you want to go to the wharf manager, the person that controls all the boats. I'm going to check in my advance for now. You click on the boat, you click upgrade ship, and it's going to tell you everything you need right here. Okay, so in order to upgrade your Bartali boat to an Etheria sailboat, okay, you need these things. All right, you need 350 standardized timber squares. You need 250 steel. You need 700 pine plywood, 100 flax fabric, and what, 500 mil? 500 mil. Okay. If you want to build the frigate, there's a little arrow here. If you see the arrow right here, click this arrow right here. Here's the frigate. Okay, so when you go to make your boat, make sure you're sitting on the correct one, okay? Because you can and will do it incorrectly if you're not careful. You can see that the frigate requires 450 standardized timber squares, 350 coral jade coral ingots, 750 pine coated plywood. It requires enhanced flax fabric, and then again 500 mil. All of these materials are going to be slightly rarer and definitely a little bit more expensive than the sailboat counterpart. You can almost just buy all of this off the market. If you're wondering where to get this stuff, you can almost just buy it all off the market. I would say that the standardized timber squares will be kind of difficult to get. You get these by chopping logs on any tree in the game. Okay, so you can just go around with an axe and just chop trees and you'll get logs, and then you can chop the logs up. Here. Okay. Yeah, log. Yeah. You're going to get these for chopping trees. If you process those via chopping like this, okay, they will give you... What do logs turn into? It's the usable scantling. Yeah, they'll turn into usable scantling. And then you have to chop the usable scantling up, and it gives you standardized timber squares. Okay. It's really not all that bad. A couple gathering runs will probably get you there. No big deal. Okay. Or you can put orders down on the market. Although I recommend, if you're going to put orders down on logs, I recommend putting them on the base logs. I know there's 668,000 orders down, but look how many have been sold. Right. So like, that's what I get for spelling usable wrong. I'm an idiot. Okay. This does not sell nearly as much. You see, it's only 35 million trades, but you can get a hold of it. This is what you really want right here. And you can try to put orders on this, but this is definitely a lot harder to get. So like, you're probably gonna have to go out and gather the logs. Like I said, it doesn't take very long. The rest of it can absolutely just be bought off the central marketplace. So we're not gonna go too far into that. Once you upgrade to the next boat here, okay. Oh, now I have to ride over to Portaferia. I forgot. We have to go to Portaferia and I have to show you guys how to get those. Okay, so while we're on the way over there, we're going to talk about what the best characters in the game are for bartering, because you're going to want to have like a separate character be your sailor. Okay, I have a lot of different characters in BDO. You do not need this many characters, but like they're helpful because I can put them at different parts of the world and they can do different things. Like this person's sitting in Altanova, this person's in charge of my farms, this person's at Garmoth's Nest, etc. Okay, this is my AFK trainer here. Just like this, you want to have a bartering alt. Okay, you want to have a sailing alt. Life skills are family wide now, so it's no use trying to do it all on one character. You want to have 8 characters specifically for doing this. The best character in the game to be a sailing alt is a Corsair. It's not even a question. Corsair is the dominant class that you want, because when the Corsair gets on a boat wheel, she has a passive that gives you 1% extra boat stats across the board. So you get 1% extra speed, 1% extra acceleration, 1% extra brake, and 1% extra turn. However, the most important aspect of Corsair is that you don't actually need to buy a swimming outfit on Corsair if you don't want it. Corsair also has a passive that allows her to swim quickly through the water without having to spend the extra money on the sailing, on like the fishing outfit like I have here. Now, obviously, I still have the fishing outfit. It's because I had an extra one laying around and I rolled it over to the Corsair. Okay. But the Corsair is definitely the best class in the game for it. You definitely just want to use a Corsair for this. Now, where are we? This place is called Portaferia. It is northwest of Calpheon, and this is home for you. Okay? This is home for you. All you got to do, there's this guy called Filiberto Falassi. You're going to hate this guy by the time you're done with him. I mean, he takes all your money from you. But basically, you have to walk up to him every time you want to upgrade your boat. So, for example, you want to upgrade from the Bartali boat to the sailboat, or to the frigate. You have to go to his shop here. Okay? And he's got a lot of different stuff that you can buy from him. Okay? And you need to buy the 4 Here we go. Bartali Sailboat. You need to buy all of the gear for the Bartali Sailboat. Okay. You see Bartali Sailboat, old figurehead, the Bartali Sailboat, old cannon, the old plating, and the old wind sail. Once you understand how to do this, it'll help you upgrade the next boats too, because all the boats upgrade exactly the same way. You just have to buy the next tier of gear. Okay. So the idea is you need to buy these things. Okay. So I'm going to buy one of them. Okay. And you need to enhance these to +10. Once they're +10, you're done. That's what you need to upgrade to your next boat. Okay, so it's these 4 pieces of boat gear: the figurehead, the plating, the cannon, and the whatever the other one was. Whatever, the 4 things, all at +10, plus those materials that we talked about before, are what you need to get to the sailboat. Okay, so if I right click this, well, if I just open my enhancing window, you click enhance like this. You do not want to use a really big fail stack on this. Okay, you put this in here. Okay, this is just going to use blackstones. There's only one type of blackstones in the game now, so don't really need to go over that too much. But you can basically just click the crap out of this. Whoops. Okay, so it loses durability as you go. Oh no, how do I get durability back? It's really easy. It's really easy. You come back to this guy. Which one did I buy? The figurehead? You just buy more figureheads. No, I put the wrong one. Okay, don't buy the wrong thing. Son of a bitch. Guide, by the way. Okay, before any of you see this woman, I want you to know that I have an ungodly amount of amity with this woman, because I've been asking this woman to be my girlfriend in game for the last like 6 years. Okay, but for some reason, there is some other degenerate in BDO that somehow has more than like 100,000 amity with my waifu. It's bullshit. For those of you that don't know, in order to become boyfriend, girlfriend with an NPC in game, you have to have the most amity with them. I've been waving at this bitch for years. That's where all my energy goes. Literally years. She's cute. She's cute. Anyway, you can click repair. Recover max durability. And then you can just use the other pieces of the boat. Bam. It's 10 durability per piece. Okay. So bam, we're already back up there. So now you're just going to open up your enhancing window again. Slam that sumbitch back in there again. No fail stacks. Bam. Bam. Easy +10. Okay. And you're going to do that for all of them. Okay. You're going to do that for all 4 pieces. It's a piece of cake. Because you only need blackstones at this rate. All right. So that part is really easy. Getting the other materials is definitely much harder. Now, we're going to go over what else this dipshit has in his shop up here. Okay. Because once you have your sailboat, guess what? You got to come back to this little gnome-looking piece of shit, and you got to open his shop back up. And this time, you have an Etheria sailboat, so you need to look for the one that says Etheria sailboat. Here it is right here. Okay. Or if you have a frigate, you need to buy the frigate stuff. Okay. And you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to do the exact same thing. So in this case, is it just the Etheria cannon? Is it just a... Okay, I take it back. It's just the Etheria. It just says Etheria. Okay, so this is what you need. You just need the Etheria gear for the next tier. Etheria old figurehead, Etheria old cannon, Etheria old plating, and Etheria old moon sail. Okay, so these right here are what you're going to use to get your next boat once you have the sailboat itself, which should only take like a couple days. I'll be honest, you'll be done with it really quickly. This is the Etheria old figurehead, and this is the first time you're going to run into something called a tidal blackstone. Okay. This is one variation from my old guide. It used to be verdant blackstones. There used to be different types of blackstones and different types of enhancing mats for all the different boat gear. Now it's all the same. It's just differing amounts of tidal blackstones. So you need tidal blackstones to upgrade the green gear on your sailboat. So once you have your sailboat and you're bartering and you're on your way, okay, you need to be trying to get these tidal blackstones. How do you get the tidal blackstones? You can buy these for crow coins, which you're probably not going to have a whole lot of, so I don't really recommend it. Okay, but typically you take level 1 barter goods and you just turn them into Ravinia and she gives you title blackstones. Right? Okay, and like, who's Ravinia? Okay, well let's go look at that dumb bitch. Okay, all right. So there's a stupid bitch. This dumbass. Okay, there's a bunch of her. Okay, her name is Ravinia. Okay, you got to talk to her a lot. She's really annoying. Okay, you come up, you talk to her. Well, wait. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Okay, this is why it's annoying. I just want to point out what developer was like, I know, we'll put Rovinia and Rabinia right next to each other. But wait, let's dress them in the same outfit. Just to with people. It's the most annoying thing. All right, it's this one. Okay. All right, Rabinia, Rebinia. Okay, you click exchange. All right, and if you have T1 barter mats, she will exchange them for the title blackstones. Crow coins. She also has a crow coin shop. You can exchange things for crow coins here too. Okay. In this case, here's your title blackstones. Okay. Easy peasy. Okay. This is the green gear for the Carrack, which we will talk about later. All right. Other ways to get title blackstones. Doing con every week. Okay, with your guild. You need to try to get into a guild that does con. Okay, if you're trying to build a Carrack or trying to build a boat, you need to try to merc into a guild that does con, or you need to try to be in a guild that does con. Blue, does your guild do con? I have no idea. Okay, what's con? Con is this, yes, we do. Okay, we do con. Yeah, we do con. So you need to try to get into reassembled or disassembled. Okay, well, I think disassembled runs con too. If we run it, they should probably run it too. But regardless, you have to come out to Okia's Eye with your guild. Your guild should lay it out for you. It's basically a guild boss. It's basically a guild boss that you're gonna do. All right, I'm gonna demonstrate it. Disassembled does not do con. Malta was like, there will be no unionizing in my guild. Absolutely no unions. That's what I used to say every time. So, Blue, will you run con for us? Get the f out of here. I'll shut this branch down. You understand me? All right. We're at Okia's Eye. All right. This is the Okia's Eye. This is that spot I was just talking about. To do con, you come over here. Okay, you have to come up these steps here. All right. You're going to do it with your guild. Con is going to give you a lot of the materials that you need to make your Carrack. It will also give you a bunch of title blackstones that you can use to enhance to your Caraval. Honestly, you need title blackstones for basically every part of the recipe nowadays. So con is just a really good thing to be doing as long as you're doing this. You need to do con probably at least 3 times in order to have the Carrack mats that you need. Con is this giant tentacle monster that spawns in the middle here, and then he tries to grab all of the women. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy, but he spawns right there. You do it with your guild, you shoot a cannon. It's pretty cool. We're not going to run through that whole thing there. We're not going to run through the whole thing with it. Okay. What are the other ways you get title blackstones? You do barters. You exchange them with the barter stuff. You do con. The dailies. Fuck, I just changed off the thing. Damn it. Nope, that's not the one I want to do. This is a really easy daily to do, by the way. This person has, so there are things in the game called Sailies, which is what we're going to talk about next. This is another really good way to get those title blackstones that we talked about to enhance on your sailboat. Okay. Sailies are a great way to do this. This is one of the Sailies. Okay. This is just like a delivery. Basically, she's going to give you like a material and you just have to sail it to wherever she tells you to go. Okay. So it has to be done like right away. So you basically have to sail there and then come back like right away. You can't go off and do a bunch of other shit and then do it when you're feeling it. No, you gotta, it's time. But you do get a lot of sailing EXP and you get 80 crow coins, which is 8 title blackstones. If you wanted to be, you know, if you're keeping track at home, that ain't bad. 8 title stones ain't bad for a very quick daily like that. Okay. There are multiple other Sailies that you can do. One of which is, or a bunch of which are on the dock of Portaferia. I'll go check that out. Anyway, okay, so there's 3 more Sailies right here. They're gonna tell you to, this one is They're to kill various sea monsters. One of these, I think, is to kill a Hikaru. One of them, the other one's to kill an ocean stalker. Here, I'll take them all and then I'll read them. So this one's destroy a small gold mount battleship. Okay. This one is to destroy a large gold mount battleship. And this one is to defeat a Hikaru. So those are the three right here. Okay. These are the three that you get for this. And honestly, you don't get very good rewards for doing these. But if you're going to do it anyway, you can just have an alt parked here. And they'll help you. They'll just basically give you... Just swap. Right? If you're going to go do it anyway, you just swap to your alt, accept the quest, go do it, and then bam. Easy peasy. This is why having alts is a good thing. All right, let's go talk about the remaining dailies. Okay, let's talk about dailies. Because once you have your sailboat, it's time to start thinking about like what Sailies you're going to be doing and whether or not you can actually get them done. You probably cannot do Sailies by yourself until you have self-firing cannons. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and say you can't until you have self-firing cannons. All right. You just don't want to do it. All right. I'm just going to keep it a buck. All right. So when you have your sailboat, you should probably not be doing Sailies on your own. Fortunately for you, there are a ton of people. Wait, this is an exploit? Nobody saw anything? Holy f***, my brain is huge. That's insane. That was crazy. Yo. I'm so proud of myself, bro. That was crazy. All right. So there are Sailies down here. All right. We're going to talk to this guy. You're going to have 4. Our guild is not a charity group. All right. These 4 right here. Our guild is not a charity group. Do you have what it takes? Win-win situation and monster increase report. Okay. These 4 right here. Okay. Okay, this one, these mats, these are going to seem really weird. All right, these are the materials you need for your Carrack. All 4 Carracks are going to need these. Okay, so you're just going to need them. All right, and if you do your dailies every day, this will not be the limiting factor in what helps you make your Carrack. Okay, so you're going to have a surplus of some of this shit. Okay. Do you have what it takes? This is very, in most cases, especially if you are a combat boat enjoyer, Valor or Volante. This is the limiting factor for your boat in a lot of cases. The Cox Pirate Artifact Combat is... it requires an obscene amount of these goddamn things. Okay, I'm just gonna say it just requires a massive amount of that stuff. So you need to make sure you're doing this every day. It's a Hikaru. Okay, you have to kill a Hikaru for this. You have to kill an Ocean Stalker for this one. You're gonna need a lot of this, but you should, assuming you're doing the dailies every day, it probably won't be your limiting factor. Okay. Win-win situation is... That's the Ocean Star. This is the Hikaru. Oh, that's the... Here, I'm just going to surrender that because we're going to go talk about that next. Where's the other 2? Our guild is not a charity group. This is defeat some young sea monsters north of Okria's Eye. And then there's one more. I don't know where it went. Is it this one? Monster increase report. There it is. Okay, this is a weekly. This helps you get more Cox Pirate artifacts. Okay. Is that again, like I said, this is the limiting factor. So you're going to be able to do the daily, like the do you have what it takes daily gives you 3. And then there's a weekly that will give you 2. All right. Just accept them all. Every time this guy has a quest, you accept it. Okay. And then you go do it. This guy is also going to have quests. Okay. He's going to have quests for you to kill a Candidatum, a 9 Shark, a Black Rust, and then some young sea monsters, okay? If you are in the sailing Discord, which I will link in the video description, there will be people that will run these dailies for you every single day. You just have to get on their boat, and they will kill the monsters for you. You can just be in a party with someone, they can kill the monster for you, and then you're done, okay? That is the best way to do this. These weeklies are really, really, really good. You don't technically have to do these, but you understand that they're giving you 6 more artifact, these combat things. They're giving you 60 title stones per quest here. Okay. 500 crow coins as well per quest. So I recommend joining the sailing Discord or making a friend that has a Carrack who will run it with you at least once. And then you should have enough title stones to kind of upgrade your sailboat gear. Really, really easy. It makes upgrading to your sailboat or your frigate really fast, but you need a friend in order to do it. Okay. If you want to do it the old-fashioned way and do it all yourself, then you're going to have to turn in T1 barter mats for tidal blackstones, as I explained before. But these are the dailies that you're going to do for the Carrack. When I talk about the Carrack dailies, these are the Carrack dailies right here. The ones that he's got, the one that he's got, and then there's 2 up here. An O, recurring sailing specialist. So if you hit O, you go to recurring. Sailing specialist right here. This one right here. This has, oh wow. Okay. So yeah, this has a lot of the Sailies that you're gonna need. Okay. Again, this is in recurring sailing specialist, and it's got all the sailing dailies. Although I will warn you that a lot of these are completely unnecessary. Okay, and they're not useful. Okay. Like, yeah, you can do them, but they're not going to be super useful. The ones that I'm showing you here are the ones that are directly responsible for obtaining your Carrack. These are the ones that you have to do every day. Okay. This guy has 2 of the dailies that you're going to need. You click to this guy, you accept both of his quests. This is really, really easy. Okay, one of them is going to ask you for coral. The other one's going to ask you for a very specific type of iridescent coral. And I know what you're thinking. How do I get iridescent coral? Oh my God, to panic. It's really easy. Okay, you come over here. And you sail down into the water, or you swim down into the water right over here. Okay. Are you fucking kidding me, man? Oh, there we go. The spotted coral. This is what you're looking for, okay? If you have a hedgehog, you should pull your hedgehog out for this. Okay. And you just gather on this with a hoe. Okay, it's just hoe gathering. Okay, and you'll notice it gives you iridescent coral and your normal coral. And we're done. And we're done, okay? I'm going to gather on this one too. And to be clear, you do not have to gather it for the quest. Okay? You do not at all have to gather for the quest. If you just have the items in your inventory, you can just show them to him and you're done. That's it. Okay? He does consume them though, so he takes them. There's one of you dive behind the wharf manager. Yeah, but this one's way easier because it's like here next to the guy. Okay? Boom. You click chat. Here's this. Okay? I believe I have some coral just laying around. Yeah. So you can just have a bunch of coral sitting on your character, guys, and a bunch of iridescent coral, and you can just stand in front of this guy and complete this instantly every day. But like, he's going to give you a lot of the stuff that you need to make sure you're doing your seaweed and your ruddy manganese modules. Okay. These are extremely important. Okay. And then the seaweed, you're going to need a shitload of seaweed stock. Okay, so you need to make sure you're doing those every day too. So the 2 quests there, and then the 4 that the guy in the center had, and then the wharf manager himself has the weeklies if you want to do the weeklies. Okay, those are the dailies that you need to do your Carrack. They also give you the tidal blackstones, which is why we talked about them now. Okay, once you've upgraded to your Etheria Sailboat, okay, or your Etheria Frigate, now it's time to upgrade to your Caraval or your Galleass. All right. This is where it's going to start getting hard, and this is where you're actually going to start bartering a shitload. Okay, so we're going to explain what bartering actually looks like and how to approach it here. All right, now you have to actually go out and barter. By the time you get your sailboat, you're going to start bartering for the first time. I don't even recommend bartering on the Bartali boat, guys. I'm just going to be honest. When you get the Bartali boat, you look at it, okay? And the fact that it's just like looking at yourself in the mirror, okay? The fact that you're ugly helps you go exercise more. Okay? You say, I need to go out and exercise more so I can look better. It's just like that when you take out your ugly ass Bartali boat and you look at how ugly it is. Okay? You want to upgrade that. All right? Because it's ugly and you don't want people to see your boat looking like that. It's disgusting. Okay? So like, don't even go out and barter with the Bartali boat. Once you have the sailboats, you can go ahead and start bartering. Bartering is pretty simple. Okay, this is a very complicated menu. First of all, you hit escape. There's a is it an adventure or is it in life? Yeah, it's in life. F6. Okay. And you can click on barter. Okay. Now I have it pinned to this menu right here. So like every time I hit escape, the barter menu is right there, so I can get to it really fast. Okay. You can also hotkey it on my barter character. I should be able to press tab. Yeah, I just press tab and it just pulls up. Okay, so you're wondering how I keep pulling up the barter menu so fast. It's because I hotkeyed it to a tab. Because you're using it all the time. This is what the barter menu looks like. How do I do that? Right here. So if you want to pull your barter tab up really quickly, you go to UI hotkeys in your settings like this. Scroll down and just put it on whatever thing you want. Then when you press that button, it'll just pull right up. Bam, like that. Just do the white barters first. That way you have a stockpile. Yeah, I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. You'll save me minutes a day. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So when you first start bartering, okay, your list is not going to look like this. I have done a lot of bartering. So I have 36,000 exchanges. Believe it or not, that would be considered low by some people's standards. Some people have over 1 million. It's literally nuts. Okay. But like, there are things called barter routes. As you barter more, you open up more barter routes. Your opportunities to barter with more items get better. What's the basis of bartering? Well, basically, you're taking goods from one vendor and you're selling them to another vendor. And you're saying, hey, here's these goods. And then he trades you better quality goods. And then you sell those to the next guy. And then, you know, this keeps happening until you end up with crow coins or lots of silver. Okay, so like, you're basically every single time you do barters, you're increasing the value of your barter items by a tremendous amount. So like, it's kind of just how bartering is. You pick up goods from one location, you sell to another location, you barter them, etc. Okay. How do you get into bartering? How do you start off? It's really simple. You want to go to your white grade barters up here in this drop down menu. Okay. And you want to see which one of these are land barters. Okay. In other words, this is stuff you can buy off the central market or just have from stuff. Okay. And this is a barter material. Okay. So you're going from land to T1 barters. Okay. Barters are always done in the exact same way. You go from land materials to T1 materials to tier 2 materials to tier 3 to tier 4 to tier 5 to crow coins. That's how it works. Okay. You can't just skip. Okay. So it's always going to be land to tier 1. All right. And it's always a 1-for-1 exchange when we're at the tier 1. All right. So I'll do a tier 1 exchange real quick. What's this one? Legendary beat. I am not doing that one. That is garbage. And this is part of bartering. I have a lot of routes. Early on, you are not going to have these options. You're going to have a 1 barter route and you have to do it. You don't really have a choice. Okay. You just got to do basically all your barters every day until you get enough barter routes opened up that you have the option of doing the barters that you want. So in this case, I don't really care about sweet potato dough very much, nor do I care about cooking honey. So we'll go do the cooking honey here. Okay, it's 500 per. I want to do 10 exchanges. That means I need 5,000. Okay. I take out my boat. All right. I'll load the cargo onto the boat. This is important. Oh, no. Well, let's go into Velia. Don't care. I put the stuff on the boat. Now, very importantly, if it's land materials, you can just do that anywhere. You can just do that anywhere. Okay, there's multiple Carracks here. I want to sail away with something that looks like my boat so I don't get run down for committing a felony. Okay, we're good. We're on my boat. All right, good stuff. You can see I'm the rank 4 barterer. That's how you know I'm legit. Okay. All right, so this is what makes bartering great, is you can just right click the location you want to go to and hit T and let Jesus take the keyboard. You can just get up and walk away. No big deal. Go get some tea. Go get some yogurt. Let it sail. Okay. You're in Discord with the homies. All right. It don't matter. You're watching The Office on another monitor. Feet are kicked up. This is how we make money. Okay, this is it. All right, you chilling. Hands off the keyboard. Okay, then both hands are available to touch your Dark Knight statue. It's a win. It's a win. In order to sail properly, you have to make sure that you have the right navigation settings in the bottom right. So when you open your map, okay, there's a little cogwheel down here, like right here. Okay, if you don't know where my mouse is, it's right down there. Okay, all right, you gotta click this. All right. Generally speaking, you want to be on smooth. I have it on quick route smooth, and it works a lot better. Exact is fine too. To be honest with you, all of them should work. There was a time when you had to have them on an exact setting. Nowadays, all of it should work. But like, if it doesn't seem to be sailing correctly, just flip them to the other options. Okay, we're here. Now you'll notice that you get an option when you get close called anchor on this right side. Then you can click explore, supply, and barter. You're never clicking this button unless you're an idiot, okay? So you're only gonna click explore. You can only do this if you have sailors on your boat. We're gonna talk about sailors a little bit later, but you basically wanna try to explore at every available opportunity that you get, okay? Now we're gonna click barter. You can see, okay, I've got a lot of honey. I can do 10 full exchanges because I have 5,000 honey, and I'm gonna get all that fertile soil. Boom, all done. Click depart, and we're right on our way. Okay, now if I hit P, you can see the honey has been traded out for fertile soil. Now I can take that fertile soil and I can trade it for something else. Okay, and that's the basic premise. Now, you are not going to be able to do 10 barters exchanges at the same damn time every single time you barter, especially when you start. You're maybe going to be able to do 3 of those. Okay, that's just how it is. And you need to decide ethically whether you want to do overweight bartering or you want to do normal bartering. Normal bartering is a lot faster. You sail like this. Everything's fine. You can use your sailing skills. Everything's good to go. Okay. Overweight bartering, you're going to sail at the speed of molasses. But if I'm being honest, if you're a work from home kind of person and you can't be at the computer, who cares? Just overweight barter. It doesn't matter. You're only going to be able to go 1 material overweight initially. That kind of sucks. When you get your Carrack, overweight bartering becomes, well, quite frankly, a lot better. You can go up to 150% of your ship's weight, which is kind of a lot on a balance. Let's see. I have 25,000 weight, which is pretty good. Pretty good. That's about the best that you're going to get without the pay-to-win pets, which we will talk about. But yeah, now I'm just going to sail these back to Ilya. Ilya is definitely your main storage hub for all things barter. Okay, you don't store anything anywhere but Ilya. Okay, so you see I got upset before because I had to put something in Velia. That's annoying. Okay, everything is stored in Ilya. Typically, I store 3 of everything. So you can see at a minimum, I have 3 rocks. I have 3 lobsters. Okay, I call these lobsters. It looks like fabric. I call them lobsters. I don't care. Okay, Elixir of Youth I'm running out of, but you know, we have 1 there. 3 paintings, and I have an excess of all this extra stuff. When this storage fills up, I sell all my excess, and I get a bunch of silver. Okay, easy peasy. But you can see these are all my barter mats. I just have a huge stockpile of barter mats sitting here. Okay, in fact, I'm running really low on T1 mats, so I'm kind of like glad I did this. Fertile soil, not so much, but like whatever. But yeah, this is where you want to just store all your stuff, and you early on you want to make sure you do all of your barters, especially the T1 barters. The T1 barters go crazy. T1 barters are giga value early on because you get your title stones for them. You help open up barter mats. Barter routes more quickly. Like T1s are definitely the way to go. So you want to do all of your low level barters early on for sure. Barter route cutoffs video. Let me show you what the barter route thresholds are. All right. Shout out to Grumpy Green Cricket. You can see this is the barter route cutoffs. Okay, so you can see really early on at 0, you're only going to have 1 barter route, guys. You're only going to have 1 T1, 1 T1 to T2, 1 T2 to T3, 1 tier 3 to tier 4, and so on. Okay, that's 1 barter route. Okay, 1 barter route is going to be like, okay, there's 1 tier 1 mat to a tier 2 mat to a tier 3 mat to a tier 4 mat to a tier 5 mat. Okay, then when you get 2 barter routes, you can get 2 of those. And then you get a third one, then you get a 4th one. And then eventually you just have so many barter routes that you can choose which barters you want to pick and choose and then just do those. Okay, it's really nice. But early on at 0, okay, you only have 1. But right away at 10 barters, okay, now you've doubled the amount of barters you can do. Easy peasy. Okay, 30, you get a 3rd one. At 70, you get a 4th one. 150, 310. These are all really, really easy to get to. Just trying to get your 6th barter route open. Okay. The 7th one takes a little bit longer for sure. Okay. And then after that, it gets a little rocky. All right. It gets a little rocky. Now, at 1,000, these are the Carrack mats. These are like the rare Carrack mats that you have to do. So you have to have at least 1,000 total barters in order to unlock. You have to have 30 of each of these, essentially. You need 30 brilliant pearls and 30 rock salt ingots, approximately, depending on which ship you're building. You need 60 total, 30 of each of them. And the only way to get them is to barter for them. And the only way to barter for them is if you have over 1,000 barters and they just show up. Okay. So it takes a little while, but you have to have over 1,000 total barters to get there. Okay. All right. As you move on and you want to start doing efficient barters, you really only want to do your 1 for 3s. Okay. You're only ever going to do 1 for 3s. All right. If you're not doing 1 for 3s, you're griefing. Okay. What do I mean by one for 3s? Well, if you do land barters to T1, they're always 1 for 1. You trade 200 sweet potato dough, you always get 1 raft toy. But when you start going from white to green, and you start to go from your raft toys to your green grade mats, which is your tier 2 mats, you'll notice that you can trade 1 naval ration for 3 big stone slabs, or you can trade 1 raft toy for 2 balanced stone. Yeah, f that. You're only going to do your 1 for 3s. Pay very close attention to which ones of these are giving you 3 and which ones are giving you 2, etc. Okay? So you really only want to do the 1 for 3 exchanges because they're giga efficient. Okay? Then when you go from green to blue grade, it's exactly the same thing. Okay? So when you go to your tier 3 mats, you can see you can trade 1 Kron Castle gold coin for 3 ancient orders, or you can do a 1 for 1 of ship pirate mass to the candle bundle. That shit. You only do the 1 for 3s. Okay? When you're talking about yellow grade, this is trading tier 3 to tier 4. It's always 1 for 2 no matter what. You can't get 1 for 3 tier 4 exchanges. Okay, so you just do these no matter what. These are always efficient. You don't have to worry about it. 1 for 2 exchanges are fine because that's all you have to tier 4. Then when you want to go to orange grade, okay, it's always 1 for 1. You trade 1 tier 4 for 1 tier 5. That's how it is. Okay, 1 tier 4 for 1 tier 5. It is what it is. Okay. All right. Now, as far as being able to like barter multiple times a day, like, okay, well, what are these barter refreshes I hear so much about? Okay, well, that's this menu right here. Okay. So you can see I've already refreshed once today because I swear to God I'm a barterer. I swear to God I do this content. You can refresh up to 3 trade items a day. So there's 2 different types of refreshes. There's trade item barter refreshes, and then there's ship material refreshes. Okay. Very different things. Money and barter count. Okay. Ship upgrade stuff. Okay. If you need upgrade stuff for your ship, you do this one. Okay. But to be clear, it's going to ask you to barter for like, it's going to ask for barter materials and you'll trade directly for ship material stuff. Okay. I guess I can show that really quickly. Here, if I do an instant ship material, oh, okay, points. You have 150 points a day, assuming you have a value pack. If you do not have a value pack, you only have 100 points a day. It sucks, I know, but it is what it is. You have to use points to refresh, okay? Refreshes are on a 2-hour cooldown, which should not be a problem for you really early on, okay? It's like, okay, well, it took me like an hour to get the shit done anyway, so like you're not gonna have to wait very long. Plus, you're not gonna be able to use all your parlay. What's parlay? Oh my God, bro, this shit's so complicated. Parlay, you start off with 1,000,000 parlay per refresh, okay? Parlay is used every time you do an exchange. It's an artificial way of limiting the number of total exchanges you can do per barter refresh. So you can't do all of your barters every single refresh because you'll just run out of parlay. Okay, you use less parlay per exchange if you have a higher bartering level. So my bartering level is, okay, well, at some point it'll let me pull up my window here. My bartering level is master 12. Okay, so if I mouse over this, it'll say it's 18% less parlay than like a normal player. I know it's kind of bullshit. It's bullshit, but it is what it is. Okay, so you're not going to have to use all your parlay early on when you're bartering because you won't have enough refreshes to use all your parlay. It's just kind of how it is. So what you do is you click this reduce refresh cooldown and it uses parlay to get your refresh faster. So how close are we now? 1 hour, 16 minutes. So we're just going to keep doing this. I'm basically going to blow through all of my parlay, trying to refresh as quickly as I can here. Yeah, now we're at 30 minutes. I don't think I'm going to have enough parlay to get it all the way to nothing. We'll see, though. So I have 7 minutes. Instant ship material refresh. I'm American. I do what I want. Okay, there we go. Now you can see I can trade, like, ship, like, mats for actual, like, Carrack equipment. And for, like, this equipment is what you need. Like, you need some of this stuff to get your Caraval. You need some of this to get your Galleass, etc. Which is, like, the next tier after you start sailing on your sailboat. You got to try to get to the Caraval as quickly as possible. Okay. So you can get your ship materials this way. All right. You can only do this twice a day. Okay. You can ship material refresh 2 times a day, and you can trade item refresh 3 times a day at maximum. Okay. If you're wondering how long it takes me, an end game barterer, to do my trade item refreshes, it's about 4 hours in the best boat in the game with the best weight in the game and the best everything. Like literally the best everything that you can have. It takes me about 4 hours to fully do everything. Maybe I could get it done in 3. If I'm cutting corners, technically I could get them all done in like 2 hours, but like it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Anybody that tells you they're getting their barters done in 2 hours is not doing what we would like to call sustainable bartering. Sustainable bartering means, okay, well, you're bringing in more than you're giving out. Okay, because if you trade away too many T5 mats and you don't do enough tier 4 exchanges, you're going to run out of tier 4 mats or tier 3 mats or tier 2, etc. Okay, so to sustainably barter long term, it's going to take you 3 to 4 hours a day, even with the best boat in the game, to get that done. How much money are you making per refresh with maximum barters? I'm making, I would say I make about 1.2 billion a day doing all 3 ship material, or I mean, like trade refreshes. You're making about 1.2 a day. Maybe you can make 1.5. Maybe you can make 1.5 bill. Okay. If you trade your crow coins for money, which nobody does. 1.5 billion in 4 hours. Welcome. Welcome. Now, to be clear, that seems kind of low, and I understand that it is. But here's the thing. I don't have to do anything. I can basically be AFK. Okay. I don't have to worry about buffing my fairy, loot scroll bullshit, Veil's Heart's not on, people interrupting my grind spot, all that shit. Marketplace prices, you don't need anything. Yeah. You don't need any of that. Okay. You're just sailing around on your boat, hitting T. That's it. You get to watch you can watch a movie for 4 hours, right? Like you're done, right? Yeah, so it's really nice. It's nice. It's reasonable money. I wish it was a little bit more, but that's kind of where we're at. Anyway, that is a rundown on bartering. If you're wondering how I do my barter refreshes, this is the bartering guide. Okay, so this aspect of the sailing guide, like this is like how I do my refreshes. Okay, and where I'm finding my materials. Okay, these are tier 3s. These are where my tier 3s are. Okay. These are the tier 4 mats that I do. Okay. All right. I'll pick usually one zone and I'll be like, all right, I'm going to do this tier 4 one this time. Or like, okay, this is the one I need, so I'll go here. Or this is the one that I need and I'll go here. But those are the tier 4s there. The tier 2s are actually a little bit spread out. Tier 2s are like here, up here, and over here. These are tier 2s. Okay. And if you're wondering where my tier 5s are, the tier 5s are the really close ones. So like here, here, here. And then there's some tier 5s through here as well. Okay. These are the tier 5s that I'm typically doing. Okay. If I'm feeling really spicy, I will sail over towards Pirate Island, but I don't recommend doing that if you're an end game like barterer. Okay? I don't recommend doing that at all. And if you're wondering where my tier 1s are, they're down here. Tier 1s are here. Okay? Right outside of Elia. When you start bartering, you can use Velia if you want to as your sailing hub. You don't have to go all the way to Ilia quite yet. But just know you're going to have to transition over there eventually. Tier 1s are also over here. Your first tier 1s will probably spawn over here by Portaferia. These ones right outside of Portaferia are really common for your first barter routes. Okay? And there's a lot of tier 1s here. So like there's one here, here. Oh, I didn't get that many this time, to be honest. There's at least 3 or 4 tier 1s that potentially spawn here. Oh, actually, I'm on a ship material refresh. What am I talking about? Okay. Yeah, tier 1, tier 1, tier 1. Yeah, so it's just 3 tier 1s right here this time. There can be a maximum of like 4 or 5 over here. And then there's some right here as well. Okay, that is bartering in general. Okay, there's also something we like to call Margoria runs. Okay, this is the Margoria Ocean. This is what most barterers are doing at the end game for a shitload of money. Okay, so we're talking about how much silver you can make. You have to do Margoria runs. Okay. I'm going to use pink because it stands out against the blue here. But essentially, you would sail from right down here. You can see at the bottom right, that's Okia's Eye. And sail up to this thing. These little icons on the map, those are the Margoria like barter locations. Okay, you come up here, you do this. You come over here, you come over here, you come over here, down here, boom, boom, and then you come down over here. Okay, this is a typical Margoria run. All right, you can screenshot this, do what you got to do, but this is how typical Margoria runs go. Once you have Margoria runs are not all initially opened up, to be clear. Like these have to be opened up over time. As you open up more barter routes, more Margoria locations will open up. But once you have them all open, this is what the Margoria route looks like. So there's something that we like to call a Hakoven run. Okay, this is Hakoven Island, way out here. Believe it or not, you can barter here. It has the best exchange rate in the entire game for crow coins. Okay, you exchange tier 5 mats for crow coins. 526 crow coins, kind of a lot of money, right? Kind of a lot of money. It's really good. It's your best barter. You can see all the other normal barters are like 100, 120 at maximum, down at like 60 at the lowest, right? 100. Okay, well, there's 143. That's not bad. 140 here as well. So this is pretty good. It's a pretty good Hakoven run. Okay, but you'll notice that in order to get to Hakoven, you literally have to sail up this little strait like this. Touch Hakoven, and then come all the way back. Okay? That's why that's worth so much money. There is a smart way to do this. Okay? Don't be a idiot. Alright? Do not sail all the way out there to do one Hakoven run. Alright? Any barterer worth his salt knows how to do a double Hakoven run. In other words, you load one of everything on your boat. Okay, load up what you need. In this case, I would load up like this little pedal here, or the fish scale, a golden herb, the lobster, even though it's luxury fabric, and the rock. Okay, 4 things. Then you take one of everything. Okay, you take one of all your tier 5 mats, everything you've got. All right, you do your barters all the way to Hakoven. Okay, you sell all that, you do all these barters, bam, 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 boom. When you hit Hakoven, you do the barter, and then you refresh while you're sitting at Hakoven. And then you just immediately do the exchange again, and then sail back and do all the exchanges on the way back. It's just that easy. That's how you do the double Hakoven run. That's how real barterers get that done, and it is extremely cost efficient. Way better. Why? Is my mouse? There we go. Okay, and it's way, way better. Early on, you're not going to have the weight to get this done. Okay? Early on, you're not going to have enough weight on your boat to get this done. So what I recommend is you put one of everything in Ankado Inner Harbor. Okay, you can see I still have some barter mats from when I used to have to do this. I had like 1 or 2 of everything here. So what you do is if you have like a Galleass, for example, you can't carry that much weight. You bring your 4 and then you bring 1 of everything. And what you do is you sail out here, you do your exchanges, okay? You refresh. Oh, I don't have the one that I need. That's okay. So you sail right back down to Ankado Inner Harbor, right back up, do the exchange, and then back down and out again. Okay. That is also a way that you can do it. Okay, Ankado is a good resource there. People are saying you can also leave a Galleass at Ankado. You can do that, but it's really hard to kind of manage that. I'm not going to recommend that people do that. You can do that, but like then you need extra boats and you need extra this and that, all that shit. Crow coins are used for everything. This is the currency of the ocean. In order to get something, if you just have enough crow coins, you can just buy it. It doesn't matter if it's Ebonroot's Null, which is the rarest item in the game. It doesn't matter if it's the rarest treasure item in the game. It doesn't matter if it's blue gear. It doesn't matter if it's green Carrack gear. It doesn't matter if it's anything. Everything can be obtained with crow coins, which is why I said, what's the solution to everything, guys? We just barter. Okay, if you just keep bartering and you keep stacking crow coins, you will be able to just buy what you want after a while. It's just that simple. Now, if you do other aspects of content, like you want to do quests or you want to kill crocs or whatever, you can dramatically reduce how many crow coins you need to use on stuff, but you can use crow coins to basically buy anything that you need for the ocean. People ask all the time, do you need your mastery gear on for bartering? No, you do not. Bartering is a unique life skill, and then it is not affected by mastery. Okay, so you don't give a shit if the guy next to you is wearing full Tet Manos accessories with pen claw. It doesn't matter to you. Okay, it's not going to help him barter. Okay, the only thing that mastery helps with is sailing. Okay, sailing, it marginally helps. It's kind of a joke. If you walk up to a sailor and you say, "Gosh, my mastery's helping me so much," they're probably going to laugh at you. Okay, so you get on your boat, you'll notice that I actually have all of my mastery gear on. The reason is the mastery gear affects how fast your boat is. And we talked about the 2 most important things while bartering are how much weight you have and your speed. Okay, so the higher mastery you have, the higher your boat stats actually are. So you'll notice I'm driving an Advance and it almost has 170% speed. That is really, really high for an Advance. Okay, and I have the maximum weight in the game, so we're kind of gaming at this rate. I don't have my sailing log on. One thing we didn't talk about was the sailing log, which I definitely have now because I have had this the entire time. There's nothing to see. Okay, so this sailing log, I recommend just buying one of these really early on. Just get one of these. You can buy this from a vendor. Just go to Logia Farm and get the Logia one. Or there's the guy in Calpheon will sell you. There's a vendor in Calpheon. Guys, which vendor in Calpheon sells you this? It's the same guy that sells you all the other blue shit. So let's see. From the storage keeper, it would be... Is it this guy? This guy right here? Yeah, the Jaranoa. Yeah. Oh! The NPC is called Jaranoa. Who'd have thought it? Hey, nothing in this game is ever that simple. Okay, so the NPC's name is Jaranoa. Geranoa. You can go and just buy a blue sailing log from him. You're in business. Alternatively, you can buy the Manos version. The sailing log... Okay? The sailing log gives you extra stats for your boat, and it's really easy to get, but you'll notice it's giving you some mastery, yeah, whatever, but like it increases your auto sail speed, like your sail speed and everything, by 15% at base. Okay, at pen, because you can enhance it all the way up, it's still 15%, so it's the same, but it gives you more mastery. Mastery gives you more boat stats, so in really it is giving you more like sailing like percent, but like it's just not, it's different. It is worth enhancing. It's not necessarily worth like going all the way with it. Just having it at base is definitely worthwhile. Okay, so you want to wear one okay, all the time when you're sailing. It doesn't have to be the Manos one. You can wear the Shrulk one, okay? And you get this from Jaranoa. You can just put it on at base, easy piece, like 50 mil or something, or like, I know it's like 10 mil. It's like 10 mil. And it increases your boat speed by 10%. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Okay, I need to enhance mine. I just got it. The way you get these normally, like the Manos one, is you have to go around. There's a mermaid on the ocean. If you hear people singing to you while you're sailing around on the ocean, do not fret. You have not gone crazy. But like, there's this super hot girl that's gonna come out of the ground and try to get you to sail towards her. Of course you will, because you're a Black Desert online player. Then you're gonna get really close. You're gonna realize that she has flippers. You're gonna say, F it, it's fine anyway. And then you're gonna kill her. Okay, you're just gonna sail in a circle, you're gonna kill her. I would warn you that if you don't have a Carrack with blue gear, she probably gonna farm your ass. She does not mess around. If you have a Carrack with green gear and you're a good sailor, you can kill her. Okay, if you don't have a Carrack, you need to swim away, Nemo. Swim away. Okay, run. Okay, run. All right, so in order to get the improved, okay, I'm gonna use BDO Foundry for this. But I'm going to tell you not to do this. BDO Foundry tells you to do this. I'm going to tell you not to do this. Okay. You can upgrade your sailboat into an improved sailboat. It will allow you to self-fire your cannons on each side. Okay. By using left and right mouse button respectively. But like essentially you'll need more standardized timber squares, steel, pine plywood, flax fabric, and hard pillar, and then ultimate reform stones. Okay. Don't do this. Okay. The BDO Foundry is recommending this. I do not recommend you do this. Okay, you just skip that. Have somebody do like, you do not need the improved boat. You can just have somebody kill a couple sea monsters for you and you're good to go. Trying to get to the Caraval is a little different. The Caraval and the Galleass, this you have to do. Okay, you're gonna need graphite ingot for upgrade 100, timber ingot for upgrade 100, adhesive for upgrade 100, island tree coated plywood 100. This is, guys, this is stuff that you get from your boat refreshes. Okay, boat refresh. All right, and then we talked about seaweed stock. That's that daily that we talked about for the Carrack. You do need to do it for your Caraval as well. Okay. All right, deep sea memory filled glue you can actually get from a daily as well. One of the dailies at Okia's Eye has that. Okay. You also need to buy a permit from the Fallacy guy we talked about before. You have to have the +10 gear for your Caraval. So you need a +10 Etheria like plating, +10 Etheria prow, +10 Etheria sails, and the +10 cannon. All right, we talked about that before. You have to use the tidal stones to upgrade those. We talked about how to get those. Okay, so this should already all be done. The permit is just a matter of buying it for 400 million silver. And the rest of this stuff is actually kind of difficult to get because you have to get sea monster ooze, which is like, okay, how do I get that? You have to kill young sea monsters in order to get sea monster ooze. It's usually like right here is the closest one, which is why it's really important to just have somebody in your guild that has a boat for you and just tell them to put their pets away. A Carrack can one-shot these things, guys. It's a piece of cake. Like, and it takes them like 2 seconds to do it. It's literally a joke. Okay, so like, just have them kill a couple young sea monsters. You'll pick up the ooze. The ooze is really, really simple. And to be clear, in order to get your Caraval or your Galleass, there's actually a place that you need to go. All right, so there is a quest line called like the Ravinia quest line. All right, that you have to get out at Crow's Nest. All right, it's going to give you half of the materials that you need for your Caraval and your Galleass. Just half. Okay, half of the work is just done if you do this quest line. Okay, one quest a day for like 4 days. All right. Technically, it continues on, but I think that you only get the other like you get the materials you need by like day 4. It's a piece of cake. Okay, she's gonna have you do a number of different things, whether it go like it's kind of random what she tells you to do. She's gonna tell you to go kill some pirates on Pirate Island, or she'll tell you to go talk to a random barter NPC out in the ocean. Stupid little stuff, which can be a little frustrating, but like I promise you, it saves you a lot of money and time. And again, half of the work you need. So you get to your sailboat really fast. I know all of that talking, but you get to your sailboat really, really quickly from the Bartali boat. You can do it in like a day, maybe 2. Okay. Once you're at your sailboat, if you do this Ravinia quest line, you're already halfway to your Caraval. Okay. Then in order to get the other half of the way, you're going to need to make this stuff, which is the hardest part about it, is getting the title stones that you need. So doing your first few barters can be difficult for people, and like trying to get that going. But also this graphite ingot, this is 100 zinc and some sea monster ooze, right? Timber for upgrade, 100 old tree bark, 100 red tree lump, and sea monster ooze again. So you don't need very much sea monster ooze, but you do need some. Okay, and you're gonna get 50 of both of these from Ravinia herself. So like, you really don't need very much sea monster ooze at the end of the day. You can just have somebody come go get them for you. Okay. The adhesive for upgrade, this is definitely by far the hardest of them, and how much money, in terms of how much money it's going to cost you, because you can see it is sea monster ooze again, but it's going to cost you white cedar sap, acacia sap, elder tree sap, any of those 3. This is different than my previous guide because they've basically combined the recipes now. But like, you basically are going to need some of the rarer saps in the game. And you can see that these are actually pretty expensive. Okay. You're going to need probably 10,000, I think, of each thing. If I remember my numbers correctly, it might be less now. Let's see. You need 100. It's 300 per. So it's you need 30,000 sap. 30,000 sap. Oh my God. Wait, no, that can't be right. No, you're going to get 50. So you only need 150k sap. Or you only need 15,000 sap. Okay. Because you're already going to have 50 of this from, what's-her-face? From Ravinia, the quest line I'm going to show you. Okay. But, like, getting the sap is really hard. Okay. Like, all 3 of these are difficult. I recommend just buying them off the marketplace. Snipe them over time. Usually they're just kind of sitting there, but it's going to cost you some money for sure. Again, this is literally nothing. You just get this. Do the item refreshes, guys. Okay, when you open this up, you click barter refresh. Just ship material refresh. Okay, this is what you need. All right, you're gonna trade for these things. All right, it's gonna ask for various like bartering materials. Level 2 barter materials basically is what it's gonna ask for. But like, that's how you get these. Don't stress about these. Are really easy. You're just gonna do some ship material refreshes. This can spawn on basically any refresh that you have. Or you can buy it from the Crow Coin shop for 140 Crow Coins. Don't recommend doing that. But like I said, you get a bunch for doing the Sailies that we talked about before. Like the sailing dailies that we talked about before, Adado they'll give you this stuff. This is really easy. This is a joke. You just do the daily for this. That's a piece of cake. Don't barter for that. But like, the only 2 things that you're really going to need to barter for are the rock salt ingots and the island tree colored plywood. These things are going to be given to you. Half of each of these is going to be given to you. The other half you're going to have to pay through the teeth for. This looks good. This is the best in my opinion. This is what I use to build my boat. Basically, guys, you click information and it lays out how to get to each. You can see we talked about the Ephirius sailboat. We talked about the improved boat. Now we're talking about how to get to the Caraval or the Galleass, right? It shows you each of these. It shows you the exact stats on each boat as well, right? And what you want to go for. Then you click it. You just click, okay, I want to get the Ephirius sailboat. Okay, well, then it's going to say, all right, well, you need a Bartali boat. Okay, well, I've already got that done. Okay, cool. It takes that off the list. Easy peasy. You say, I need the permit. Oh, that's really easy. I just buy that from Falassi, like we talked about. Easy peasy. Okay. Okay, well, I have the plus 10. I have all my plus 10 gear. We're good. You can just put all this stuff in here, and it'll keep telling you what you have to do next and how to get those things, okay? If I go to the Caraval, for example, you can see this is everything you're going to need for the Caraval, okay? Really, really easy, okay? And it's going to tell you how to get each one of those individual things. It's going to tell you how to get each of these things, okay? So, like, again, this is how you get the base gear. You have to buy it from Falassi for 4 million, right? You need 10,000 elder tree sap, right? You need the deep sea memory filled glue, and here's all the different ways that you can get that, okay? I'm like, well, Blue, what do I need you for? Well, this is going to give you every way to do this, and I'm going to tell you definitively, just do the daily for this one, right? Like I said, the sap you're going to have to buy. There's no way around it. The adhesive and stuff, again, it doesn't go over like the Ravinia's quest line with you either. So like it's just gonna tell you exactly what you need, and you can tell it what you already have, and then it'll do the calculations for you. It's a great website. I'll have it linked in the video description again. It's fantastic. All right, so this is Crow's Nest. I'm actually gonna pause this. This has some of my favorite music in the game. Hopefully it is in fact playing, because they changed it not too long ago. Okay, so it's not playing my favorite music, but that's okay. It is playing the music, at least, like the sailing music. Okay, you just run in here. There she is. She's right here. This is the Ravinia, but blue. That looks just like the other NPC that we talked to. I know, the developer's very unoriginal. You talk to her, she's gonna have these quests to do. Okay, it's the ship upgrade log. You need to do at least 4 days of this. Okay, you'll notice I still have not done the 7th day because I can't be. Don't care. All right, you really only need to do to day 4, I believe. Okay, and you're gonna go. This upgrade favor, don't worry about this. This is you're trading the brilliant mats for each other. Okay, these are what the Carrack mats look like. Okay, and you can trade them for each other. So if you get a bunch of pearl shards, but you need the rock salt ingots, okay, you can trade pearl shards for rock salt ingots, but you have to trade a few crow coins with it. Okay, anyway, you have to come back to her every day, and she'll give you a quest, and you bang it out. 4 days, easy peasy. This is Crow's Nest. If you're wondering where we are on the map, like, oh my god, how did he get here? What's going on? Okay. Crow's Nest is right here. Okay. I just sailed from Ilia to Crow's Nest, right? You cannot get here with a compass. You have to just point your boat in the direction and go. All right. You lose your map somewhere around here. Okay. And you just have to sail northeast. If you don't know which way east is, please just go grind PvE. You're not smart enough to be on the ocean. Okay. That's the Ravinia questline. And that's how you get to the Caraval and the Galleass. Okay. Once you have all of this shit done for the Caraval and the Galleass, okay, you then upgrade to the boats that actually matter. The Etheria Caraval is actually a good boat. The Galleass is kind of a dog shit boat, but it's still better than trying to barter on the Frigate. Trying to barter on a Frigate is terrible, okay? You understand the weight difference between a Frigate and a sailboat is tremendous. And how much weight is, like, the percent weight difference is crazy, which is why the sailboat is just an objectively better route to go. You're going to have more weight. It's going to make the whole experience better for you. And then once you have your advance, you can then just go back and just bam, 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 make your Valor just like you wanted to, or your Volante just like you wanted to before. But it's just so much easier the second time through. Oh my God. If you try to do it the hard way, you do the Frigate into the Galleass. That's what I did. It's really hard. You're going to struggle. You're going to have a lot less weight than you probably should. All of your barters are going to take longer. Everything is just going to be longer. It's just miserable. It's just miserable. Okay. But once you're at the Caraval and the Galleass, you then have to try to get to your blue boat gear. Oh, I love this. I love this music. The ocean has some of the best music in the game. It's like a medley of all like your favorite songs in the game. It's so good. It is so good. I highly recommend turning on the music while you're sailing around. Basically all of the sailing music is just absolute bangers. It's insane. Plus, hearing the waves crash against your boat is cathartic as okay, so now we're gonna go back to Phalassi. We're gonna assume that at this point you have your Caraval and your Galleass. Okay, now we have to talk about how to get to a Carrack. All right, and this is gonna be the majority of what most of you are gonna have questions on. Believe it or not, what we just went through, that's gonna take you a week or two. Maybe a week or two to get done. If you're banging it out, it'll take you less than a week, probably. All right. All right, back to this dude. All right, now you have to do the big boy stuff. Okay, Now you have to actually make a, you need to get the green gear. There's 4 green gears for the Caraval. Okay. 4. There's also 4 for the Galleass. And again, you're just buying whatever your ship is. Okay. If you have a sailboat, you're going to buy the Etheria stuff. If you have a Bartali boat, you're going to buy the one that says Bartali boat. If you have a Caraval, you're going to buy the one that says Caraval, etc. Okay. You have to buy these 4. All right. You have to get them to plus 10. It sucks. It is not fun. I'll buy one right now. You'll notice it is not a 100% chance. It sucks. Yeah, it is not fun. Okay, so you can force enhance it. All right, and it's gonna cost you. You'll notice that the amount of title stones it costs you goes up if you click force enhance. All right, or you can use fail stacks and try to push it that way. Okay, I actually don't know. Does it respond to fail stacks? I don't even know if it responds to... Let's see. Yeah, you do have the pity system. Yep. Let's see if it responds to fail stacks. It does indeed. It does indeedy do, boys. Yeah. Okay, so you are going to want to use fail stacks on this. How many fail stacks you use is entirely up to you. It's really easy. You're not gonna have any problems. It's gonna be a piece of cake. It's gonna be just like that for you too. Literally no problems at all, guys. Holy shit. Oh, that was pretty good. That was actually not that bad. That was actually not that bad. All right. Once you have the plus 10 green gear, now shit's going to start getting hard on you. Okay? Because now you have to get the blue gear. Okay? In order to get the blue gear, you have to craft it. Do you still have to use the... Do you still have to do this? Yeah, you do. Right? Yep. So... there's a workshop in Port Etheria called Etheria 142F. It's down here. Okay? You got to use this workshop. You got to buy it. Take some contribution. You got to juice it up. And each one of these is going to require you to have the plus 10 green counterpart and then a bunch of extra shit. Okay? For example, the Mania cannon. All right, so in order to get to your Carrack, all right, we're going to the Carrack now. We're at the Caraval, you're at the Galleass, you're trying to get to your Carrack. In order to reach the Carrack, you just have to have all 4 pieces of blue gear for your Caraval. That's it. That's all you need. And then you're there. Well, that and the brilliant shards. But aside from that, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The problem is trying to get to this blue gear is a little difficult. Okay? It's a little difficult, all right? So, like, you got to take that green gear that I just enhanced. I have 1 plus 10. You'll see that I've got the plus 10, I've got the plus 10 green gear already. Okay, so now I need 180 tie-dyed timber squares. And you get those from the dailies that we talked about before. The Cox Pirate Artifact Combat, right? You need 60 of those. 60 of those, okay? Again, dailies, all right? Moonscale Plywood, Con. Bright Reef Coral Piece, dailies. Okay? Most of this shit that you're gonna need to make this blue gear is all daily gated content. Okay? So, like, in order to know what you need for the next thing, you just mouse over it. Oh, that's the Galleass figurehead. That's not the one I need. I need the Caraval figurehead. Okay, so I need 125 seaweed stalks. I need 150 dark iron. I need tree-coated plywood, ruddy manganese module, etc. Okay, like, this is how you figure out what you need to get to these things. Almost every item on this list is like obtained through the dailies and con. You got to do con like 3 times. Okay, actually, technically, you really only have to do it twice if you want to try to get your Carrack stuff, right? If you don't do con, you got to do your weeklies. Remember those weeklies we talked about? They're not like the sailing dailies, but the weeklies that kill the 9 shark, like all that stuff, like the black rust and stuff. You got to do those a lot more frequently if you don't do con. So I recommend just do con a couple times, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, easy peasy. Okay. Also, if you end up a few short on something, or you realize, hey, I'm not getting this particular thing from my dailies, like enhanced island tree-coated plywood, I do not believe you can obtain that from dailies. Okay, so in order to get your tree-coated plywood, you're going to have to ship material refresh. Okay, we talked about the difference between a barter refresh, like a standard item, like trade item barter refresh, and a ship material refresh. Okay, you're going to have to ship material refresh to get your plywood. Okay, in order to get, let's see, this is the upgraded plating. The moon scale plywood you're going to get from con. The artifact combat you're going to get from dailies. The cops beginner, like parlay beginner artifact, that's dailies. The pure coral pieces, those are typically dailies too, but a lot of people barter for those. Okay. The parlay beginners, I remember bartering for a lot of those too, because they're really easy to get through bartering. Like the Cox Pirate Artifact Parlay Beginner, you need 60 of those. Yeah, you can basically just get those through bartering. Okay, and to be clear, all of this stuff can be obtained through ship material refreshes bartering. Okay, if you're ever confused, you can always just barter for it. Okay, that's the solution on the ocean. Just barter for it. What if I want Ebonroot's Knoll? Barter for it. What if I want to get blue gear? Barter for it. What if I want to get that? Barter. The answer is always just go barter. That's it. Okay, that's all you got to do. You ain't got to do nothing else. Okay. Like, as long as you're bartering, you will be progressing your gear. The Sailies help you get there the fastest, though. That's why we recommend doing Sailies and con. Okay. Ready manganese modules as a daily. Enhanced tree coated plywood we talked about. You got to barter for that. Seaweed stock you're going to get from a daily. Dark iron you're going to get from a daily as well, but you can also barter for it. So there's that. Yeah, and that's it. I think that's all of it. Easy peasy. Oh, the luminous cobalt ingots. I believe you have to barter for those. You have to barter for the luminous cobalt ingots. Okay. If you're going for the Galleass. Or the Carrack. Okay, so both of them require the ingots. Yeah, luminous cobalt ingots are really easy. You just barter for those. Okay. The daily gives enhanced tree plywood. Good. Even better. Okay, so you don't need to do that either. But again, if you want to speed along the process, you barter for stuff. Okay, if you just want to kind of casually get your shit over time, you can just keep doing your Sailies and keep doing con, and you'll just get there by accident. You will stumble into your Carrack, basically. Okay, it'll be a piece of cake. All right, but if you really want to rush it out, you really want to push it, you just keep doing ship material refreshes alongside your trade item refreshes, and you will get there a lot faster just because you can just barter for all the extra stuff that you need. Wait, where's the... There we go. Crow coin exchange. You used to have to go to Lima for this, and my last guide, I believe I said you have to go to Lima. That is no longer the case. They put a Crow coin exchange on Ilia, and I believe that there's also one in Velia as well, and there might be one in Portaferia as well now. So, like, the quality of life update, pretty huge on that one. But, like, this is your Crow coin shop, all right? The only way to get the green gear, this is the... You don't have to talk to Falassi anymore. That dumb bit, he done, okay? Now you just have to talk to this woman for the rest of your life, okay? She is your new waifu, whether you like it or not. Okay. This is the green gear. Oh, this is the music right here. I love this music. My favorite music in the game. This is the green gear for the Carrack. You'll notice it costs 40,000 crow coins. Okay, it's going to take you about 10,000 more crow coins probably to enhance them to plus 10. But you essentially just buy these with crow coins from the vendor and equip it on your Carrack. My recommendation is save all your crow coins while you're trying to get your Carrack. Save all of the crow coins that you get, everything that you've got, and then the day that you get your Carrack, buy all 4 pieces of your green gear, and your Carrack will be way better off. Okay. Okay, you enhance them to plus 10 with the title Blackstone, same as before, guys. You still have to use fail stacks and everything, okay? It's not super hard to get these to plus 10 though. They're green, so it's really easy to get these to plus 10. It's about 10,000 more crow coins for all 4 pieces to get them all to plus 10. Pretty much a piece of cake, okay? In order to get blue gear, you're gonna have to do a step beyond this. It's gonna suck. I'm gonna explain it, but it's gonna suck. There's multiple things you have to do for blue gear for your Carrack, all right? There's these nodes. Not that one. This is this one. Yeah. There's this node here. Okay, at Al Nasha Island. Rasset Island has another one. You'll notice it has Blueprint Chiro Sail. If you talk to the node manager here and you chat with them, it will unlock this. Okay, you have to unlock this knowledge, meaning you have to go to the island with your Carrack, talk to the guy, and then equip a worker to it. And then they will start bringing you in blueprints over time. Okay. There's the Chiro Cannon blueprint. I believe you need 10 blueprints per thing. The other two are up here. Tinbera and Larau also have your other two things. So here's the plating at Larau over here, and Tinbera is going to be your figurehead. Okay, so you need to have all 4 of these running because you have to get blueprints for all of them. Okay, you need at least 10 for each one. I do not think that there's mysterious powder anymore. All of that shit is gone. So if you looked at my old guide, yeah, all that shit's just gone. It's all just a shitload of tidal blackstones now. Okay, there's no more sunset blackstones, none of the other shit. It's all tidal blackstones from start to finish, but it's a shitload of tidal blackstones. It is a lot of tidal blackstones to enhance your blue gear, or to obtain and enhance your blue gear on your Carrack. Here is the workshop that you need. This is Ilia. Okay, on Ilia Island, there is Ilia Island 3, and you've got Chiro's ship part workshop. Okay, this is how you get your blue gear. All right, I had an advance, so I have an advance and a Valor. I'm gonna make the Valor's cannon here probably in a day or two. I'll make the cannon, but like I already have all 4 pieces of the advance. You'll notice you need a shitload of stuff from this, and it looks really complicated. That's actually not a super complicated thing. Okay, getting the 10 blueprints is going to take a lot of time. If you are somebody that knows you're going to be doing boat stuff, like this is your thing, this is what you want to do, you know what I mean? Like, you need to make sure that you start those nodes as quickly as possible because it takes a while to get the blueprints that you need for this. It's going to take about a month at least, probably, to get 10 blueprints for each thing. Okay, so like you need to try to start this as soon as possible if you think you're gonna go for the blue gear. All right, now all this other stuff actually really easy. The upgrade permit you buy from Falassi. I know we just said we're done with him, but Falassi, it's like 1 billion silver. You go, you buy it, easy peasy, and you just need one of those permits. Okay, as far as the adhesive, the polish support, the plywood, yeah, the adhesive, the polish support, and the plywood are really easy. Really easy. The only thing you need to do is either barter a shitload because you can get them with crow coins. Okay. But if you don't want to get them with crow coins, you need to come up to Crocs. Crocs is way up here. Okay. You'll notice that this is Okia's Eye. Crocs is up here. This is the sea monster habitat. All right. I know it says party of 2. You can do this with a friend. Sadly, trying to find somebody else that actually likes ocean content is extremely difficult. But I recommend doing Crocs on Arsha if you're gonna do them. Nobody is ever out here, but this is what you have to do for your boat stuff. All of the Crocs, it's just like a PvE grind zone, guys. It is affected by Agris. It is affected by drop rate. Okay, so you need to be on Arsha for the 50% drop rate during a drop event. Okay, and you need to have your Agris running the whole time, the whole damn time, and you just sail around and kill the Crocs. Okay. You want to sail in a figure 8. So the Crocs, I'm not going to sail out there and show you, okay? But I will explain it via picture, okay? So there's going to be like 3 Crocs here and 3 Crocs here. Okay, this is generally how it works, is there's 2 packs of Crocs relatively close to each other, and you don't want to get hit. They can and will sink you, okay? They will destroy your boat if you let them just sit there and wail on you, unless you have a Panokseon, which we're going to talk about later, okay? So what you do with your boat is you sail up, you aggro the first 3, you aggro the next 3, and then you sit in the middle and you sail in circles like this. Okay? So in other words, you're pulling these 2 packs together and then just running in a circle so that they're constantly just chasing you around in a circle and you just kill them. It's really easy. Okay? Don't it up. 2 things you need to worry about. Wind. Actually, you don't need to worry about this anymore. Current used to be a thing in BDO. You don't have to worry about current anymore. So you're just worried about wind, okay? You need to be mindful of where the wind is. I recommend just putting your sail up the whole time. Don't have your sail down, because if you're sailing into the wind, the crocs will catch you and obliterate your boat. Okay, especially if it's your first time there, they will blast you. So make sure your sail is up. Grab the first thing of crocs, then sail like right here. Shoot those to aggro those, and then just kind of sail in a circle like this. Okay, they'll come together and you just keep shooting them until they're all dead. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. The crocs will literally give you everything you need for the adhesive, for the plywood, all this other shit for the blue gear, all of it. You're done. Just do crocs. That's the solution. Okay, it's gonna give you everything. It will give you the plywood, it'll give you the polish support, it'll give you the adhesive. Okay, not directly, but you just make them. You just have to make them with crow coins. So like you buy like this thing from the crow coin shop, and then you like simple alchemy, you put them together, it's a piece of cake. Okay, it costs way less crow coins to just do crocs and bang this out. Okay, it's each piece of blue gear, if you do it in the most efficient way and do crocs, it's gonna cost you 50,000 crow coins. You heard me, 50,000 crow coins. So the green gear is 10,000 crow coins a piece, 50,000 total to get them all the plus 10. These, to even make them, is 50k crow coins. Then in order to enhance them to plus 10, you're going to be using 100 stacks. Okay, they are extremely difficult to get to plus 10. Very low percentage. You're talking at 110 fail stacks to get it from plus 9 to plus 10 is like 3% chance. It's obnoxious. It's literally obnoxious. So you're going to have to save fail stacks for these two. Okay, I would recommend that if you're going to do the ocean stuff, just stick with the green gear. The green gear will get you from A to B. You'll make a lot of money with it. It'll just take a little bit longer. No big deal. If you're a hardcore ocean goer and you know you'd never want to touch grass again, then you can do this. Okay. But yeah. This is the blue gear for the Carrack. This is the best, best stuff in the game. So for example, if you're wondering which ones to make first, you need to, if you're running the advanced, you need to make the plating first. Plating and cannon. Those have weight on them. And the advanced specializes in weight. You can get to 25,000 weight if you do the plating and the cannon. Okay. Most people for their advance are not going to do the sail and the figurehead because it's just speed. No one gives a f. They just want the weight. Okay. For your Valor, that's the PvE boat. Everybody gets the cannon. Everything else is irrelevant. You just get the cannon. The Valor's cannon is so good. It takes 2 seconds off your reload time. On top of the Valor already takes a second off your reload time. You're basically just a minigun of a boat, just sailing around, just blowing crocs away. It's sick. Okay, so you get the cannon first if you're in the Valor. The Volante kind of sucks because you have to buy the I think it's the prow actually for the Volante, the figurehead. Because that's the speed. That's the speed. It's the prow or the sail. I'm pretty sure it's the figurehead. So you're gonna need the figurehead. I'm fairly certain on the Volante. And if you have a balance, you've already made too many mistakes. Please don't build blue gear for a balance. That's autism. I'm not even like, that's just so stupid. It's like taking a mistake and doubling down on it. It's just so mental illness. It's crazy. Do not build anything for the balance. Okay. All right. That's how you get blue gear. Now we're going to talk about the Panokseon a little bit. Okay. The Panokseon's really easy to make. It makes the Carracks look like a joke. Okay. But you need 100,000 crow coins and you need to do dailies every day. Or you need to do a weekly every week. That's it. That's all you got to do. In fact, I am literally just going to show you. So there's a weekly that gives you these things. Okay. And you need a bunch of these things. These drop from the weekly that you have to do for this. So like, it's a complete joke. All right. These you're going to get from the weekly as well. So you don't have to worry about that. You are going to need these, but like you're going to get enough of them just doing the weekly. It doesn't matter. Okay. So you're just going to do the weekly that I'm going to show you. And that's it. And then you just have 100,000 crow coins. So if you have 100,000 crow coins and you do your weeklies every single week for 4 months, the Panokseon is done. That's it. That's all there is to it. Okay. Blue, back up for a second. You just said 4 months. I did indeed. 4 months. Okay. You need to do at least, I think it's like 15. It might be 12 weeks. I'm pretty sure it's 15 weeks of dailies. Or of weeklies. The weekly is incredibly easy though. incredibly easy. And I'm going to demonstrate it in just a moment. This is the guy. Yuan, the wharf manager, Land of the Morning Light, Nampu Moodle Village. All right? This is your guy. He's going to tell you to go out. He's got this pirate trouble. You have to go kill 2 like large battleships. I believe. I think it's 2 large battleships. Guys, is it 2 large battleships? Okay, so you have to kill 3 Goldmont pirate ships. I do not believe you can kill the small ones. But it's been a while since I've done it. But you have to kill 3 Goldmont pirate ships. Could be the small ones. You gotta kill 3 of them. I always go out... Oh, it can be the small ones. But I recommend killing the big ones because then they give you the nails and stuff. Yeah. So they give you the nail. Yeah, they give you these. Okay. Like, and you're gonna need these to make the Panokseon. So if you kill the big ones, you get more nail, like the nails soaked in seawater. You get more of these if you kill the big one. You can get them from the small ones too. They just drop at a lower rate. So like, all right, well, just kill the big ones. How do you do this? From this guy, you take your boat. There's 2 ways to do this. You can sail directly out here and then sail directly back. Okay. It's kind of a long way. I highly recommend, if you're trying to do this regularly and efficiently, you park a boat out here. Literally just leave a boat here. Okay. Then have an alt that will accept the quest. Swap to the alternate character that has the boat. Kill the pirate ships. Swap back to the quest dude and complete the quest. Then you don't have to sail back and forth every time. Okay. If you have the boats to spare, that's the best way to do it. You can also just accept the quest and then kill them anywhere else in the world. There's plenty of pirate ships, like around here, for example. That's where most people do their guild missions, down there. But like, there's plenty of pirate ships all over the like Okiyas as well too. Right. So like, you can go anywhere, but that's the most efficient way to do it. Basically, that's how you get the Panokseon. 100,000 Crow coins, that little daily or that little weekly every week for 3 or 4 months. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is how to get this item right here. So there are items in the game called the the sea crystals. Okay, there's only typically one way to get sea crystals in the game, and it is my favorite part of all boat content. There's a big monster out in the ocean. Most people don't even know that he exists. Okay, his name is Lekrashan. Okay, he's just south of Land of the Morning Light, and you do not want to with this guy, all right, unless you're a god. All right, you're gonna come out here. There's a bunch of sea monsters here that look like the normal sea monsters you've been hunting, but they're like the Lekrashan zone version. You have to kill those until you get the drop that spawns Lekrashan. After you kill him, you collect the loot, or after you kill the sea monsters enough times, the drop will happen and he will just spawn. He is a gigantic sea monster, okay, and I mean huge. He is bigger than your boat is. There he is. That's him right there. He's a big boy, and he will 2-shot your Carrack if you are not careful. If you have green gear on your Carrack, you will get maybe 2-shot. He hits you twice, it's over. Okay? You really want to do this with blue gear. If you're a legend at sailing, you can do it with green gear. I've killed him many times with green gear, but that's because I'm a unit. Okay? I did it in advance with green gear. Don't give a okay, I also did it in a Valor with green gear many times. The Valor makes it a lot easier, right? Like I said, the Valor's PvE is really, really good for Lekrashan. You are not around. You can do this with a party of 3, I believe, at maximum, okay? You're not meant to solo him. You're meant to do him with 3 people, which is why, again, doing him solo with green gear on is suicide. Lots of fun, though, if you're up for a challenge, okay? They're going to drop something called sea crystals. Sea crystals are RNG stacked on RNG stacked on RNG. As with anything in this game, there's white grade, green grade, blue grade, and yellow grade. There are 4 grades of sea crystals. If ever you find something, if you find a yellow, like if you have 10 blues, you can pity out and make 1 yellow. But it's random what you're going to get. So these sea crystals, you right click on them, and it opens them essentially, and they give you a boost to one of your ocean stats, whether it be speed, acceleration, turn, brake, sea monster damage, ship durability. There's a lot of different things it can be. The one you're really looking for is speed. you want a speed crystal, okay? It's extremely difficult to get a speed crystal. Oh, and by the way, it's not just enough to get the move speed crystal. There's also RNG on which percent you're gonna get. Not all blue crystals are the same. I think the highest it goes, I think is 3% for a blue grade crystal, right? And then once you get to the yellow grade, it's exactly the same, but the highest it can go, I think, is 4% move speed instead of like 3% on the blue. And you can open it and get 3%. Okay, like and you can get something like ship durability. It's kind of miserable. So if I go to my account, I have a bunch of them. See, crystal. I will say that there's weight, max durability. Here's weight limit plus 540. I use that Cerny crystal every once in a while. If I'm just gonna be barely overweight, I'll equip the Cerny crystal. The weight crystals are actually really, really good. They help increase the overall weight of your character. That's really good. The turn plus 4%. Turn crystals are also really, really good because they help you with sea monster hunting. When you talk about sea monster hunting, you're really not interested in speed as much as you're interested in turn. Speed will help you, but turn helps you more. Okay, to a point. All right, so turn crystals are really, really good too. I don't know why I have this one. That was just a move speed crystal. But you can see there's different grades of these. Anyway, Leprechaun is how you get these. 10 whites make 1 green. 10 greens make a blue. 10 blues make a yellow. Yellows are overwhelmingly rare. Yeah, I do have a couple monster damage ones. I don't know where they are, but I have a couple sea monster. I think it's equipped to my Valor as the sea monster damage one. Yeah, monster damage is really good. Which sailors do you want? There are sailors in this game that you can hire. Okay, they can reject you. All right, sailors can reject you. So you go up, you try to offer them a contract, and they can say, "No, bitch," all right, and walk away. Or they'll be like, "Yeah, I'm part of the crew," and then you realize that they're drawing their instructions with crayons, and then you throw them overboard. Okay, so there's really only 2 types or 3 types of sailors that you're really gonna want, especially for like new players or new people to the ocean. The first set that you're gonna want are innocent sailors. There are all different kinds of sailors. Okay, of course there are no sailors on this server. What a joke. What a complete joke. Okay, well, I'll have to demonstrate this after war. Because I can't really swap servers right now. But this is the... Oh my God. This inn right here, sailors hang out in this inn. Okay? Sailors also hang out on Ilia. If you go up the steps of Ilia and then across the bridge, there's sailors all across there as well. Okay? And then in Portaferia, they're down by the docks. Okay, so there's sailors down here as well. All right, those are typically the 3 main locations that people find sailors. Okay, you're looking for innocent sailors. These are goblins. Oh, there they are. There's a tenacious sailor. This is garbage. Okay, this is garbage. You don't want the tenacious sailor. There's a tough sailor. There's a quick sailor. I assure you, there's nothing quick about him. Okay. This is garbage. All right. Literal dumpster fire. Okay. Now you can. Okay. Confidence. Yeah. Confidence are really good. What are the turn ones here? Here, I'll show you. So you want innocent sailors will give you speed. The best bang for your buck. At every level, every time your sailor levels up, you have to put them on your boat. Okay. And to be clear, when should I start putting sailors on my boat? Good question. You should start putting 1 sailor on your boat if you have a Caraval. You have a Caraval, you can put 1 innocent sailor on your boat and level him up over time. At level 8, you need to assess if he's actually a good sailor, okay? Innocent sailors at level 8 need to be at least 3% speed. You understand? 3% at level 8. If they are not at 3% at level 8, you are turning them into mulch, okay? You throw them over the banister, they're terrible. They're terrible, okay? Realistic sailors are for turn and cannon. I thought realistic were for the cannon aim. I could have sworn realistic were cannon aim, and then there was a different one for turn. Managed sailors. Okay, so here's my sailors right here. You can see that these are my innocent sailors, 3.4% at level 10, because it was at 3% at level 8, and then it me. Okay, but this is what we have. Okay, this guy's at 3.5%. This guy's at 3.5%. This guy's 3.6. This guy's 3.6, but these are all level 10. Okay. This guy is a realistic. These are my realistic sailors. Realistic sailors are for turn. Okay, I think these are realistic, right? This is what the realistic sailors look like. So I have a set of realistic sailors that I use when I go sea monster hunting for Lekrashan and pirates. I mean, Lekrashan and Crocs. I will put on my turn sailors. And then like I can turn really fast. And you talked about going in a circle at Crocs. That's what it's all about, bro. What are these? These are what are these sailors, guys? Confident? Are these confidence? What are these? These are like the aim. I think these are the aim guys, right? These are confidence. Okay, so these are confidence sailors. These help with your... Yeah, you understand that for some reason the developers thought it would be better if they named endurance, wits, awareness, and strength. That's turn, brake, acceleration, and speed. Why the f they decided to make it more complicated, we have no idea. Patience, force, focus, and vision are like how far you can aim your cannons to the left or to the right, and like how far you can see and shit like that. It's obnoxiously stupid. Vision means how far you can forward, you can aim your cannons. If you have enough vision, I'm fairly certain that's what vision is. If you have enough vision, you can literally forward fire your cannons like Davy Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, and really good if you have an Ebenru Snow. They're really good because you never have to turn. Okay. Innocents look like this and they weigh less. Understand the reason I don't tell you to put sailors on your boat early on, guys, is because they weigh weight. Until you have a lot of extra weight on your boat, you really don't want to have sailors on your goddamn boat. Okay, like if you have a Galleass, you're not putting any sailors on your boat for any reason until it's a Carrack. Okay, doesn't matter. If you have a Caraval, okay, you can spare like 200 pounds. You understand that these guys are really heavy. This one's 300 pounds. Okay, this guy's 300 pounds. Some of them I think are 500. I don't have any I think that are 500. But the goblins, the innocents, are 200 pounds and they're for speed, so they're really good. Okay, they're really good. So you want to get innocents. Once they hit, you put them on your boat. They level up as you sail around. When you get to level 8, they need to be at least 3.0 or higher. The confidence, the realistics, and all the rest of them. So the realistics and the confidence, just level them up. It doesn't matter. They're going to give you enough turn that you're not going to care anymore. So you'll be fine. But like I have a set of the realistics, I have a set of confidence, and I have a set of innocence. Innocents are definitely the ones you want to get first, though. Anyway, if you want to hire one, you have to buy a contract, which you get from the wharf managers. You just buy one of these, you walk up to a sailor, you talk to him, and he's hired. All right, boys. That's going to be a wrap on my Everything Ocean and Boats guide. I know it's a really long guide, but you can kind of just go to the target timestamp that you need. Yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll try to make sure that this guide is up to date over time. I'll just keep pumping out a new one for you guys every time. If you guys have any questions about boating specifically, come on over to twitch.tv/Blue Squadron. Love you guys so much. See you in the next video.